So, first things first, Mickey, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm alright, thanks. So, before we get into the album, I'd like to jump back a little bit. And do you remember the first album you ever bought?
First album I ever bought. I remember the first single I ever bought.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a R.E.M. Shiny Happy People tape.
Okay.
I was about 8 or 9.
Do you remember what stood out about this tape that you wanted to have it?
About what, sorry?
Why it stood out to you? Why you wanted that particular tape?
I don't know, I just remember I heard it on the radio and I just loved the song straight away. As a kid, and it felt like being a kid, I guess.
What role did music play at that time for you?
It was pretty powerful, yeah, at that point in my life. Because right from then I started gigging pretty solidly till I was in my late teens. So 3 or 4 gigs a week mostly, yeah. Playing blues and country and different kind of things.
What appealed to you to this, I don't want to say lifestyle, but what appealed to you to being able to go on stage and express yourself through music?
I don't know if I thought about it that much. It was just a natural language for me, and made me feel like I had a place in the world, and I didn't before I found music.
And you say you played a lot of blues records and blues music, and then a little bit of country here and there. When did you felt like you found the type of music that you wanted to make, and coinciding with starting to write as well?
I don't know if I'm still discovering the type of music that I want to make, and just feeling it out and kind of trusting my feelings is always how I've done anything really. But I do remember when I was playing a lot of blues music as a young kind of teenager. You know, it's not very normal for a kid to be into that kind of thing. And then I met. We used to be the house band in a pub in Cornwall, playing on a jam session. We would be the band and people would come up and play with us. And the guitarist in our band, Nat, came into the jam session and completely blew my mind at that point with what he was doing. I never heard anyone play the guitar like that before. And that was a big changing point in my life. I was about 13 or something.
Okay. And how long from that point then to kind of you all getting together and then making a run at it, or going for it, so to say?
Yeah, long time coming, yeah. We've all been on roundabout paths and pretty long time, yeah.
What changed, or what made, maybe that I don't know exactly how long ago everything got together, but what made that point in time suited for getting it together?
This, yeah, I guess we've been touring really hard with Ben's music for a long time, and just pouring everything we got into that, and we believe in it so much. And then we finished touring Ben's stuff a couple of years ago, and then we all had a bit of time at home for the first time in a long time, and then we were like, what's missing? Oh yeah, each other. And then just started meeting up and jamming and playing, and just having no like purpose or like reason to get together made our playing just completely loose, and so we came up with all kinds of shit, and then this come out the back of that really.
When you started writing and started making music together, did it quickly become apparent that you would be the frontman?
Not really, no, just the songs kind of came about in a pretty kind of existential way, and then I'm always writing words, but a lot of it's really personal, and I never really imagined it seeing the light of day. It's just kind of a way of making sense of the stuff that goes on in my head.
Right.
And but playing with these guys, I'm so close to them, it felt safe to bring the words into that space and like into a musical kind of expression of those words. And yeah, all of these songs came about through that, and so it wasn't planned, it's just happened. Yeah, we've just been running with it as it's unfolded.
Right, and for Ben as well, because he obviously was doing well for himself. So was it for him a welcome change not to be the focal point?
You'd have to ask him,
right.
But I think it's been really nice for him to just be able to play, and he's such a fucking incredible musician, and it's just a joy playing with him. Yeah.
You mentioned that you had always written thoughts down to paper and kind of trying to make sense of things. Was it what was it like? Because sharing it with those people is one thing, but then sharing it with the world is another. So what was it like for you to? And it's obviously very personal. So what was that like for you?
Yeah, it's been a real mad journey. Remember, like then we finished the record and realised it was a record, and Ben and Owen set about trying to figure out how we would release it and set up their own label, and then we've just been kind of running with it since then. And when we came to rehearsals was the first time I realised people are going to be listening to the songs, and it's like, fuck, how do I feel about this? But as long as we just play from the heart and I'm there with the guys and I know they care about me and they're carrying me through it, I kind of just go into the music and just feel it out. That's all I know how to do, really.
Right. And well, in doing some research about you and the band, one word that popped up a couple times was catharsis. So what effect does having written those songs down and performing them for people have on you?
Yeah, it's been like so overwhelming, like just connecting with different people, and like everyone's got their own experiences of different things, like good, bad, you know, happy, sad, strange, right. You know, mad, and so just having conversations with people at gigs, and like people have connected with it for different reasons, and that's been amazing for me to like realise that I'm not as mad as I thought I was, and other people have kind of been helped by it in some way or connected to it. That, like, yeah, it's been a mad experience.
Well, that's interesting. What was one song that you didn't expect? 2 more questions, yeah? Yes. Thank you. What was one song that you didn't expect people to latch onto, but they did?
At the gigs, Grace Under Pressure, we call it Grace. It was a really kind of personal song for me and my kids and my family, like the kids in my family, and it's quite a peaceful song on the record, and it's just like I'm talking to them, and I didn't picture it being what it became live, and it's such a like amazing part of the set for me. It's like so much energy in it, and I've really enjoyed that experience. Yeah, just how the songs changed in a live environment. Yeah.
I have one more question. So finally, you've just played Lowlands. What was it like?
Mate, it was absolutely mind blowing. Like, we were on pretty early in the day and just didn't know what to expect. And obviously we played here with Ben before, and he's headlined, and so it's just a totally different experience, and we had no idea what was going to happen. But the people were so fucking cool, and just to look up at the end and see that many people in a tent, and just like, yeah, it was mind blowing for me.
Well, like you say, it's different than playing the headlining slot. So what when you go into these kind of festival slots, what is the mentality when you go into it?
We just kind of get together in a huddle before and just say we're going to play from the heart and just do what we do together, and hope that it connects and translates, and it is what it is.
Fair enough. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.